about what Triangle TechNet does, what are some of the events that they do, have lots of questions. His ask is super simple, so hopefully everybody's able to help with that one. Without further ado, Josh.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Triangle TechNet. It's an event. I run it every other Friday. Our next event is actually this Friday, the 23rd.
Josh.
By a show of hands in the room, who has attended a Triangle TechNet? All right, so I got a few people in the room. I created a company, not necessarily as a typical company, the ones that we have present here. Usually their ask is, hey, what kind of investor dollars can I get? Need help with a certain technology, looking for a programmer in the room. That is not actually my ask. My ask is for each and every one of you to pay it forward and help out the community. So I started an event about 2.5 years ago to help people in transition, specifically in tech. And how this came about was during my time starting Family Legacy Financial Solutions, which is my other company, my business partner, while he was making the transition into the financial world, was working at Qualcomm. And then before that, the lovely IBM. And the reason I phrase it that way is every other quarter, it seemed like there was another layoff. So for him, it was a huge amount of stress. I understood what him and his family was going through. His wife is a stay-at-home mom. And from that, he's the sole breadwinner. So when there's no income, it's a stressful time. And he's also a family member. He's also my uncle, not only just business partner. So it kind of hit home. And what I decided to do is there's got to be a better way to help people who've recently gotten laid off and get them back to work. So I created an event called Triangle TechNet. And what I do is I bring out people who are experienced in their field. So if you don't mind, I'm going to use John here for an example. He's in HR, and probably give you a little time to kind of tell a little bit about what you do. But he's one of my facilitators at the event. He's professional, been in the HR industry for quite some time. And I brought him out to really tell people in transition how to communicate with an HR department. How do you get your resume through the HR black hole? How do you do things like that? So then I also have another facilitator by the name of Deborah Matthias. She is the largest LinkedIn specialist here in the Triangle. So she holds an event called LinkedIn Local. We probably get anywhere from 500 to 1,000 people out. And what it's designed to do is for businesses and people who are just looking for anything from their network, connect with the right people. So it's all about networking. So I found it throughout my time. I've come up with about 7 or 8 professionals who really are experienced in their field and are all willing every other Friday to come out and pay it forward. They run these breakout sessions at my event that last anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. Sometimes we go over. But what it also gives everyone an opportunity to do is, like in a format like this, but imagine if everyone in the room got to give a 30-second elevator pitch and ask the community how they could help. Because a lot of people are out there networking, but they don't know who to network with. They don't know who's the best person to help. And a lot of times, the easiest thing you can do, rather just attending an event with a gigantic open networking session, if I got up in front of the room and said, hey, I'm looking to work at these 3 companies, that generally will spark the attention of someone usually in the room and says, hey, I've got a connection, I've got a friend, I've got a family member, someone like that who can then reach out to you and say, hey, I can connect you with so-and-so. And it was through this version of networking that I really found it valuable, and it's what actually got my uncle his next job. And I realized if I could do it for him, why couldn't I do it for others? So I kind of took it upon myself to create this event. It lasts generally about a little over 2 hours. We go around the room, everyone gets an opportunity for a 30-second elevator pitch. That way they can address the room. But then it's followed up by the breakout sessions where they can have a more intimate discussion with a small group, usually of 7 or 8 people, and focus on a particular topic that they're struggling with while they're in transition. And then from there, we have, like most networking events, an open network kind of platform. And what I've noticed is the value that people are receiving at this event is tremendous because they know exactly what they want and they know exactly who to approach. So we walk into a room like this and we might have a particular ask, but I don't know right now who in this room is in transition. Without asking, I don't know. But if I ask the question, and I will, is there anyone currently in this room and who's in transition? We've got 4, 5, 6. Okay, so imagine how powerful it would be if you all were able to get up and address the room and make a particular ask and say, hey, I'm targeting these 3 companies. And I would highly bet with as large of a group we have here today, someone would be able to find you a contact at one of the companies you're particularly targeting. So it was with this structure that I designed Triangle TechNet. And from that, it's kind of branched off into other events where I've been able to bring the community together, specifically in the tech area, to help others. So I now partner with Ladies in Tech, High Tech Women, AI Now, the .NET Developers Group, and an Agile Meetup. I let them use my space. I allow them to adopt my format to a certain degree to make sure that they ask their community, their group, how they can help. Because it's great to have, and that's one of the things that I've been trying to bring to this group, 1 Million Cups, is how do we bring ourselves as a community together? So my ask for you would be, when you see someone in this room, now that you know about the 6 people who are in transition, I would take it upon ourselves to help them. Try to sit down with them for a one-to-one. Ask them how you can help. I'm gonna go up to each and every one of you that's in transition today, and hopefully you can leverage my network and get a connection at one of your major target companies. I know I've sat down with, I think, of 2 or 3 of you that raised your hand already, but my goal is, and I do this, I probably meet with 15 to 20 people in a one-to-one capacity a week, and from that, I'm trying to make them introductions, and I'm trying to encourage the community. Now, granted, you don't have to do 15 to 20 of them. Most people don't have that kind of time. I've set it up that way. That's the combination of Family Legacy and Triangle TechNet. That's how I've structured my business. But I know people like John and my other facilitators are willing to craft out a good portion of their week, somewhere with probably 4 to 5 hours, to pay it forward. And if we got our community to kind of take this, we'd all be able to help each other out greatly. And we'd actually be able to speed up the process of helping those in transition. Because a lot of times, the reason why someone in transition is in that stage for 6 to 9 months is just, it all has to do with a lack of information. I don't know what companies are out there. So one of the biggest things that I see at my event is when we do go around the room, the ask from person to person is relatively the same. I'm targeting IBM, Cisco, SAS, Lenovo, so on and so forth. And it breaks my heart, but I gotta tell those people, there's more than 5 companies in the triangle. We see one of them each and every week here at 1 Million Cups, but it's from that, it's an experience that I'm able to, from the alumni that come back to my event and other events, that are able to share with these people the different companies out there that are looking. So who in this room has heard of a company called Pendo? So I got someone to come out to my event and kind of talk a little bit about what Pendo does. And they gave a 30-second elevator pitch, but I also gave them a little extra time. I gave another minute or 2. And from that, just quick 2-minute kind of overview to the group at Triangle TechNet, I come to realize that there was probably 6 or 7 people that were attending that were a perfect fit for Pendo. And next thing I know, 2 of them now work there. That's kind of the information, is just not knowing about the group. So I've compiled a few resources that I want to share with this group, and also I share every other Friday with my Triangle TechNet group, is one, I put a list together of 1,400 companies in North Carolina. It gives the IT department size, generated number of revenue from the IT department, and so on and so forth. There's plenty of information. Because what I encourage everyone to do is go research them. Because if you had more information about those particular companies, it's more likely you're able to help someone. Also jogs the memory for everyone who didn't raise their hand for being in transition. It allows you to look through that list and say, you know what, I actually have contacts. It lets you to go back to something like a tool like LinkedIn and realize, hey, I haven't actually researched a few of these companies. Like this just happened to me the other day. Red Hat is a very targeted company at Triangle TechNet, and I have probably about 7 to 10 connections. Well, within the last 2 months, I've had people who have moved to Red Hat from a different company, and now I have close to 20 advocates at Red Hat. Something like that. Now I have additional ways to help people, because it's not just about the contact, it's who can I introduce them to who's the right contact. And that's something that Triangle TechNet has been able to this point, bring to the community. And with that, so it is actually a company. I formed about 6-7 months ago. I formed Triangle TechNet into a company, not designed to really make any money, but kind of just to let everyone know, a CYA, needed liability insurance. As much as we'd all like to think it's like we're here to just kind of pay it forward, and interestingly enough, 1 Million Cups ran into the same type of problem, and luckily, from what my actions that I took 6-7 months ago, were able to help the 1 Million Cups community, because now Triangle TechNet has extended its liability coverage so we can continue to operate here. Because I can't tell you, like, since I got here about 3 years ago into the Triangle, I've been blessed by meeting a lot of people in this room and others that have helped me not only grow Triangle TechNet, but what I refer to as the 9-to-5 job, family legacy. And without networking, I would have never been able to get it done. It's also, one reason I'm up here is to say thank you to you all. And it's through networking that, like I said, has made it possible. That's one of the things that I want to encourage not only everyone in the audience, but all of our speakers moving forward, is to really network. I'm surprised to find out how many speakers we have that are not open to sitting down with people for a one-to-one. It blows my mind. We all hear about networking, but the real value in networking is building relationships. And you're not gonna build it in 10-minute conversations over 3 or 4 events that you attend. I look around the room and I could see 5 or 6 people that I have sat down with probably on at least 10 different occasions. And they're people that I trust, that I can walk up to right now if I needed to and have a particular ask. So it's also not just educating on the people who are in transition, but it's also educating them on proper techniques of networking, proper etiquette. If you're gonna tell someone you're gonna follow up with them in 24 to 48 hours, please do it. I mean, I wanna help people, and that's my biggest reason for being up here. But if I'm gonna make you an introduction to someone, I gotta make sure I have the confidence in you to follow through. And I work with people with that on that all the time. People are not confident sitting down. They're like, what am I gonna talk to about? I don't know this person. What am I supposed to talk about with them? My answer is like usually raise it up a little more. You went away.
No, I went out.
Oh, go out.
Have I lost the mic here?
Yeah.
I think I'm loud enough.
Where's the other one?
Dead. We're gonna have to yell.
Where's mic 2?
I'll try it.
Oh, there we go. Magic touch.
Thank you. So one of the things I want to do is I kind of want to go around the room, and I want you guys to make this more interactive. And at this page, ask me questions about things that you might have struggled with in networking, or things that have come up just while you've networked. Well, like even ask yourself the question, why'd you come out today? What was the value you want to get out of 1 Million Cups? I know my particular reason. My particular reason is to meet every single presenter up here. And how can I help them? Also, I know just about every event that I go to, there's someone in transition. There's someone for me to help. I know the value that I'm bringing to the room, but my question to all of you is, why are you here? What is it? Because if we answer that question, and you know why you're here, we know how to help each other. Now it's just a matter of communicating and getting that value across. Because I bet you that there's someone on this side of the room that can help someone on that side of the room. Maybe it's that person, maybe it's someone over there, that we end up getting them a job from a connection in this very room. And Triangle TechNet has really been, that's why I said, I'm not the particular company. The company is not designed to make money. Triangle TechNet was just, it basically did it for liability coverage. My ask to this group, and I can't stress it enough, is how can we pay it forward to help every single person in this room? So with that being said, I appreciate everyone's time and allowing me to get up here and speak about Triangle TechNet. And I really want to open it. I want to make this more engaging. I will actually, networking isn't all about having one person speak.
You have an event this weekend as well, or this Friday, right?
Yes, so thank you for that.
And here, it's on the board.
Well, good.
This Friday.
There you go. So yes,
I had just two questions actually. Is that event every Friday or is that
every other Friday.
every other Friday?
Mhm.
Okay. And then what was the name of the event? I really like that where you were talking about how you can get in with people and have everyone gets 30 seconds and all
That is that
Oh,
event.
that's that event?
That's
Okay.
Triangle
I
Tech
thought
Net.
that was two different.
So I run multiple events. So I host a bunch of meetups in the in the area that are looking to create that format where everyone can go around the room and ask for have a 30-second elevator pitch. But Triangle Tech Net that's the one I created 2.5 years ago. That's designed to help people in transition. Now it's not only for people in transition. We probably have 15 to 20% of the crowd that are either alumni or people who just want to come back and network with other tech professionals. Because that's where they want to be. I have anywhere from about 50 to 60 professionals in the room. Also, a lot of people like to come back and just from a personal growth standpoint. I know John over here. People have loved your table. Usually, he's got a crowd of about 10 people or so each and every Fridays. Every other Friday. Sorry. So there's a lot going on. I can't tell you how many people love to come and actually get free advice about LinkedIn. Like, who in here thinks they're using LinkedIn to the best of their capabilities? I will challenge you because I'm a millennial and I thought the same thing. I said, there is no way Deborah's going to teach me about LinkedIn. There is no way. I'm on this thing 24/7. I've got a sister who's got God knows how many followers on Instagram. I'm like, between the two of us, we can figure this out. Within 10 minutes, she proved me wrong. I was like, crap. So I challenge you guys to come to the event, pick her brain. Like I said, this is to pay it forward. There's no cost to attend the event. Her time, she's doing it to pay it forward. You can even sit down with her for an hour, half an hour to an hour. I forget which one she offers, and she'll provide that